Hi budget babes and budget bros, welcome back to my channel. It is Julia Creations and I'm officially back with another video. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Julia Creations. I am a financial coach that teaches you how to manage your finances, get your money on track, all of that good stuff. I feel like you guys never see my face, so you probably forget what I look like because you always see these hands going to work and doing them budgets, okay? But anywho, you guys, I am officially back with my end of the year video. I had to put this video in here to wrap up my my month here. It is officially about to be 2025. I cannot mentally process that it's about to be 2025. So instead of just doing my regular wrap up, I wanted to do something different this year. Today is the 31st, so I am going to be wrapping up my December budget and setting up my January budget. But before I set that up, I want to do a financial audit for my clients. Yes, I challenge you to a financial audit. I'm not going to be all up in your bank account. Don't worry about it. I ain't them people. I ain't the, the end in the S. But I'm not going through that to, I want you to do a financial audit to see how your year went. A lot of times I have new clients that are coming in, new budget babes, new people wanting to learn how to budget, and they have no idea on where to start. So starting with doing a financial audit means we go through and we look at our whole year. I actually did create a free spreadsheet for you guys. I'm going to leave on my link tree until the 5th of January. So you have until like the 5th of January to do this, but I'm going to attach it right here. This is going to be the spreadsheet you're going to use to do your audit. So it's literally cartoonish. It's very simple. It's like eating out, groceries, entertainment, things like that. I want you to add up how much you spent for the year. And that Klarna, that Afterpay, that Affirm, yes, that too. You're going to add it to the spreadsheet. So I did have a list of things that I said I was going to try for 2024. I'm actually going to pull that list up right now and put it on the screen, and I'm going to do a comparison of what I achieved from that list. So give me 1 second, you guys. All right, you guys, so I'm actually going to put a screenshot of this on the screen, but I'm going to go through and read it on my phone here because I have it on my other phone. But these were some of the changes that I said I'm going to do every single month, and I'm going to tell you if I honestly did them. Honest to God, there's no reason to lie. I promise I'm going to tell you bar for bar if I did it. So the first thing was I'm writing on my budget every single month. You guys already know I post my budget every single month on my YouTube channel. I will be doing 2 financial audits because I have a business. So I have to do a separate thing. Personal expenses versus business expenses are different. So I will be having to do 2 of these. But setting up a budget every single month and sticking to it. I do that every single year. That has never changed. No longer being scared to look at my bank account. I'm going to expense track every single month. Already do that every single month. That never changes. Putting my money in a high yield savings account. This has been my 2nd year of fully putting money in a high yield savings account. And honestly, the interest has been up and down due to the fact that the interest rates have been changing on the high yield savings accounts, which is something I'm not proud of. Like, I'm actually upset about that, but I have been putting huge amounts of money in my high yield savings account this year. Every single month when I do my budget wrap up, I put money in my high yield savings account for my little envelopes for the things that I'm saving for in my sinking funds. So I did stick to that this year. Writing out a grocery list and meal prepping. So this one, I will say, I would grocery shop. I wouldn't always do a list. I would kind of just go grocery shopping with intention. Like, okay, like what am I going to eat for the week? If you guys know me, you watch my lives, literally I was eating like fish and rice every single day because that's like an easy go-to for me. I will say I didn't really necessarily always write a list, and I wasn't as consistent with my meal planning, but I will say I did eat at home more this year than I ate out. So I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that one. I am excited to pull the numbers and see how much I spent on eating out for the year versus grocery shopping. So we're going to do the numbers and see. But I feel like personally, I ate more at home. That's just my opinion, but we're going to look at the numbers and see what we did there. The second to last one is using my credit card more. Literally threw the debit card away. I can proudly say that I don't carry a debit card in my wallet with me. Literally, I use my credit cards for everything, and that got me a free trip. I also did get a new credit card this year, which is also listed on my videos as well. I did get a new credit card. So happy for that. And then I've been using that credit card literally nonstop, and to just use for my regular expenses and my day-to-day stuff. And then getting rid of subscriptions I don't use. I feel like I didn't really have any crazy subscriptions that I had to get rid of. I have to compare my subscriptions versus the ones I have, because I usually don't keep a lot of subscriptions. So we're gonna have to do a comparison on how much. But we're literally going to go through and do the comparisons with everything. So I'm going to go through and pull my subscriptions, see how much we averaged for subscriptions for the year, see if any of that changed, if I needed to adjust any of that. And then do keep in mind, these are my personal expenses. So there are subscriptions that I pay for literally just strictly for my business. So those will be separate from what I'm doing for my personal spending and things like that. So just to keep that in mind, you guys, I'm very transparent, but there's some things that won't be included in here due to the fact that it's business. If you know, as like accounting, you have to always separate your business and your personal expenses. You know, some of them fall on the same lines together and some of them don't. So those would be two different things to categorize. So just keep in mind, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm not being truthful about that, because you're like, oh, maybe she does spend more on this. That's a part of the business expenses that are different from just my personal day-to-day things. But I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible in this video. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be taking a second to shout out all my budget babes that paid off debt this month of December, or reached a financial goal for this year. I'm going to be shouting them out on the screen before I get into this process. I will be using my budget planner that I started with for 2024. This budget planner was the budget planner I started in November of 2023 and finished November of 2024. Basically, I used this planner all in 2024. I can't talk. I used this planner for all of 2024. Yeah, November 24 going into the new year. So we'll start off with January and see how I did for January 2024 in this planner. And then we're going to wrap up my December budget using this one. And we are going to be using the free spreadsheet that I created for you guys. It's not really a spreadsheet. It's more like just like a kind of diagram. But I'm going to print that out now. And I'm going to use that and pull it side by side. And we're going to do the full breakdown. I'm so excited. Alright, you guys, before we get into December's wrap up, let's go ahead and shout out the budget babes that paid off debt for the month of December. I'm so proud of all of them. If I'm missing anybody, I'm so sorry. These are the only submissions that I had from my IG that went in the debt payoff piggy bank. So if you are paying off debt, guys, make sure you're sending that information in so you can always get a chance to win a gift card in our raffle. So we got Tori. She paid off some debt. Congratulations to her. We got Tiffany P. Congratulations to her. We got Celine. Congrats to her. Tiffany H. Congrats to her. Then we have Mally. I did her budget recently and she's been killing it with sticking to her goals. So I'm so proud of her as well. Congratulations to her. We have Miss Laura. Laura came for her second planner for the year. She did have my first planner and she paid off 2 credit cards this month. So shout out to Laura. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for trusting me again for your second year. Then we have Miss Kinkin. She paid off a collection. We wind up doing a settlement for the collection. We weren't able to get it disputed, but we did come up with the settlement and now she's almost debt free. She just has one more debt to pay off before she receives her certificate. So congrats to Kinkin. Then we have Kim. Kim recently did a private session with me and she was very nervous to do the private session, but she's getting towards her goals of paying off her debt slowly, so I'm proud of her. And then we have Miss Danita. She is a new budget babe and she was also able to pay off some debt just now getting her planner. Then we have Madeline. She paid off a credit card. And then we have Miss Donna paying off some Afterpay, Klarna, and Affirm payments of 5. So congratulations to everyone that paid off debt coming into this new year, just getting it out your way. I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you again for allowing me to be your budget coach and using my... Alright, you guys, so I went ahead and printed out my audit sheets. These are the sheets I'm going to use to do my audit. Before I do my audit, I'm actually going to close up my December budget. But as you can see here, what's on the audit sheet, we have how much we spent for groceries for the year, gas, transportation, self-care, eating out, credit card minimums, and interest rates, any Klarna payments, how much we spent on coffee, and any subscription services. So we're going to go ahead and set up my December budget, wrap up my December budget. And I'm also going to set up my January budget, but we're going to do the audits and the budget wrap up in this one video. So this is the file that I gave you guys. It's literally just some cute little graphics to put in here to go through and add up every category. So I do have my other budget planner here. Before I get into this, I'm going to wrap up my December budget first, and then we'll start the audit process. The other 2 sheets that we have is going to be for my live stream to teach them how to do it on live, and just extra sheet if I happen to mess up something so we can make sure it's 100% accurate. So you're gonna need your audit sheet, your budget planner. If you don't have a budget planner, you're just going to bring your bank statements because that's going to tell you everything you spent. In your budget planner, you have a reality checking page that tells you each month how much you spent on all your expenses. So that should make this process easier if you did do this. Alright, you guys, it is the last budget to wrap up for 2024. I'm so excited. I did start this budget planner in November because that's when my previous budget planner expired. So this is my previous budget planner. We're going to use this a little bit later on in this video to do our audit challenge. But here is my actual budget planner that I'm using now for December and up into the new year. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up December's budget. I'm so excited to see how I did for the month. So of course your goal is to wrap up anything else that's left in your expense tracker. So I'm going to pull my bank statement one more time to make sure I'm not missing anything here. And then we're going to go ahead and do our reality checking page to see how much we spent for the month. And then I can set up my savings and all of that fun stuff. So we have to do this so we can do our audit, and it is the end of the month. So let's get it done. I swear, you guys, do not ask me how I spent $42 on groceries this month. I really don't know, but we made it through. So I'm gonna go ahead and add up and total up our expenses, you guys. So this is every single category broken down so I can see. I guess I could say I ate out a little bit more this month, but yeah, I mean, I guess from what I had, I was making my stuff stretch. I remember one week I ate spaghetti like straight for a whole week. So I guess that's where my groceries are a little lower this month. I did go grocery shopping at the end of last month, so November wasn't as long as December, but anywho, that's what my bank statements have and that's what my credit card has, so I'm sticking with it. Let's go ahead and add up our expenses for the whole entire month and see what we total to. So in housing, we spent $14.40. In our utility section, we spend $246. In our food section, we spend $141. In our other section, we spend $447. Then our fixed, $127. And then our miscellaneous, we spent about $294, our etc. category. So my total of expenses totaled to about $26.95, which honestly, what did I set my budget as? It was $28.71. As you guys can see, I did not get my nails done at all this month because I wind up waiting to get my nails done and my nail tech was booked out. So that's literally true. I did not get my nails done. So the self-care budget never happened of that $110. For holiday gifting, I didn't spend that much on holiday gifting as I thought I would. For the people that I bought gifts for, the things that they were wanting wasn't anything too crazy. So that was a little lower. I did go over my spending budget about $75. So that's why I put in my impulsive section in spending budget -$75. But because I didn't get my nails done or do self-care, I just pulled it from that budget so I would still be on track here. But yeah, we did go over the spending budget more. Actually, we went over the spending budget by $135, but it evened out because all of my other stuff that happened over here. So we didn't wind up doing self-care. Holiday spending was cheaper than what I thought it would be. So that's that. That is our budget for December. Overall, I did pretty good. I stuck to my budget goal. So now we're going to go ahead and go through and set up my Siki funds. I'm gonna take what I made for the month and minus it from my expenses, and then put my money in my savings here that I get to save for. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know the categories I'm going to save for this month. I always put up money for my taxes every single month, my vacation fund, my taxes, vacay, and then when I'm trying to think, a month ahead. I always try to put my bills a month ahead. And then I'm also going to put some stuff up for my dogs because they'll have to get their shots. I'll also put something in my emergency fund. And I already have maxed out my investment for the month or the year, so I don't have to worry about that at all here at all for my budget. So I'm done with that. That's what I'm going to be putting in my savings this month. And I don't have any debt. And then we'll do our monthly reflection page. So let me go ahead and work on my savings category, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my monthly reflection, you guys. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my monthly reflection for December of 2024. I'm going to put December 2024 on here just because we're closing out this year. Did I reach my monthly budget goal? Yes, I did. I did stick to my budget, and my goal for this month was to do holiday shopping, so we did do that. What were some obstacles you faced this month? Honestly, none. Well, you know, that's a lie. Impulsive spending. Impulsive spending. Yeah, I did go over my spending budget. I guess I'm just not so focused on it since I had wiggle room. Did you have any unplanned expenses? No unplanned this month. Thank the Lord. What is your biggest accomplishment for this month? I would say sticking to my budget. I say sticking to my holiday budget because sometimes it's so easy to go over that. And what's one major goal you have for next month? I would say preparing for 2024. Prepare for moving, because I am moving in 2025. So that is something I am doing for 2025. So I will have to be putting that into my January budget because I have some moving expenses I'm going to need to take care of for moving for next year. Perfect, you guys. And that is my whole month of December. 100% done. Now we're going to get to go ahead and set up our January budget and focus on doing our audit for the year. Alright, you guys, now that we officially wrote our December budget, we are going to go ahead and do our audit challenge for the end of the year. So here's everything we're supposed to categorize. Sorry, you guys, I have the hiccups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a blank piece of paper. I'm just going to use one from my calendar book here. And I'm going to use this to section off our stuff before I write it on here. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. So let's go ahead and set up our audit. We're going to start with this planner first because we need this to do our audit. Alright, you guys, so this is my budget that I set in January. This is how much I plan to spend on everything. These were my categories. This was my first budget of 2024. So what we're going to use this blank sheet of paper for, actually I'm just going to use it on the back. We're going to go ahead and put these categories for each month and write down how much we spent for each month so it's easier to add up towards the end. So what I want to do here is I'm going to start with January. So out of the categories I have on the back, we're going to section off our calendar. So for January, we're going to put eating out, self-care, subscriptions, coffee. And what else do we have on here? Groceries. Credit cards. I'm gonna do gas. And I don't use Uber, I don't use Afterpay, a Klarna, or Affirm, so none of those apply to me. And I got everything. So gas, self-care, eating out, subscriptions, coffee, groceries, credit cards. And I don't use any of these pay after things, so I don't have to deal with that. And then make your own categories. If something's missing that you want to add on there, make sure you add it. So let's go ahead and start with the January section. I'm just going to go ahead and box this in. All right, you guys, it took me some time to pick up my spreadsheet or figure out how I want to do my spreadsheet, you guys. I wind up writing this down and redoing it because it made more sense to do it into categories like this because that matches what I already have for the month. So now we're going to get straight into it since we got basically the hard part out of the way. Now all we have to do is go ahead and write our expenses in. So let's go ahead and start with our January budget. So this is my January budget from 2024. Here is the budget I set. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the expense tracker. So here is the expense tracker, and then we're going to look at our category section. So I'm for sure going to grab coffee off of here for $7. So coffee was $7. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there for January just because when I add up during my reality checking page, I usually always add my coffee sometimes with just eating out. So I'm just going to give it its own category for now, just so I can see what I actually spent on coffee for the whole year, because that was something I was working on for my New Year goal. So now I'm going to go ahead and look at my eating out. For eating out, I only spent $20 for the month of January, which is actually insane. But yeah, $20 for eating out that month. And then self-care, I spent $105. Go ahead and put $105. For subscriptions, I spent $37. For groceries, I spent $130. Credit cards this month, I spent $150. Gas, I spent $52. No impulsiveness in this month. I did have some unplanned that happened, but I'm not going to focus on the unplanned because that's something I can't control. So I'll go ahead and start with that, and that is our first month of January. Now we're going to go to February of the previous year. I'm going to start with looking at my expense tracker from February. My expense tracker from February, I had $6 for coffee for the month. Now let's go ahead and look at my reality checking page. I think I'm gonna give coffee its own category, but I think as we progress it changes. So for subscriptions, I start with eating out. I did $150 for the month of February. For self-care, I did $75 for nails. For subscriptions, I still did $37. For groceries, I spent $70. Credit card $0, and then gas was $53. Okay. All right, now let's go to the next month, which is going to be March. Let's go ahead and look what I spent for March. It's so cool to see. I'm gonna always start with my expense tracker, just see if there's any coffee that's in there. No coffee in that March section. The fact that you can still see these glitter highlighters almost a year later is crazy. My physical camera won't pick it up, but guys, I promise, like literally the glitter is still sparkling in here. So now we're just gonna go to our reality checking page. It looked like we did have some unplanned that month as well. But it looks like for eating out, we spent $92 for the month of March. For self-care, we spent about $78. For subscriptions, we spent $47, so our subscriptions went up here. For coffee, $0 in the coffee section. For groceries, we spent $58. And this is a month I was out of town, so it was a little smaller in those sections. Credit card $0, and then gas we spent $59. Oh my gosh, this is so cool to see, you guys. Let me zoom in a little bit. Sorry, I hope you guys can see this better. The sun is starting to go down. This is why I try to do stuff or record while I'm in the sunlight, because I feel like everything shows up better. All right, you guys, now we're going to go to the next month, which is going to be April of 2024. And let's see here, our goal for this month was to save some money. for our... Alright, sorry you guys, my camera wanted to give me a hard time. Let's keep going. We are still in April. So for April, April was a smaller month too. Oh my goodness. April was a smaller month. Do we have anything for coffee this month? No, we didn't. For groceries, we did 85. For credit cards, we did 0. For gas, we did 56. So there is that section. And then did we do self-care? Self-care, we had 80. Alright, you guys, now we're going to the month of May. Let's see what we spent in May. Let's go ahead and look. So for May, for eating out, we spent $122. For groceries, we spent $141. For self-care, we spent $85. Okay. For subscriptions, we spent $47. For coffee in this month, I didn't see any. For credit cards, we spent 0. And gas, we spent 62. All right, now we're going to June. We did have a $200 impulsive. That might have been me getting my hair done that month. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add impulsive in here too. Impulsive for 200, just because that's something that wasn't planned. All right, and now we're going to the next month, which is going to be June. June, my goal was to get a new credit card this month. What did we do as far as spending? For groceries, we spent $132 for the month of June. For eating out, we spent $89. For self-care, we spent $80. For subscriptions, we spent $47. Coffee, I didn't have any in my expense tracker. Credit cards, we spent 0. And then gas, we spent $94. Woo, look how gas jumped that month. Oh my goodness, isn't this so humbling to see? Okay, 0 unplanned, 0 impulsive that month. Let's go to July. July, that's when I found out July. Okay, let's see. Does look like we had some impulsive eating out on here in June. I bet it's going to take you guys way longer if you're using your bank statements. Using a planner is so beneficial. So for eating out, we got 106. For self-care, we got 129. For subscriptions, we have 47. For coffee, did we do anything for coffee in July? Coffee, we did $6. So I was starting to get better at making my coffee at home. Coffee, $6. And then groceries, we did $186. Credit cards, 0. And then gas, 60. Usually when you start your budget journey, I always tell you guys to pull like the last 3 months just so you can kind of see. But we're pulling the whole year, so pretty nice. And of course, you could go more into detail. You can do like your gym memberships. You could do things like that. Those are pretty consistent expenses for me, so I'm not doing that on my one, but you can do as you wish. Looks like for this month, we had coffee one time for August for $8. We're in August now. Coffee was $8. What was our other expenses looking like in August? August, we had, dang, our gas was 113. Your girl was traveling, huh? 113 for gas. Groceries was 119. Eating out 94. Self-care was 80. Subscription still at that 47 mark. We did have an impulsive this month for 80, it looks like. Credit card 0. And that's that. And the reason why my credit cards are mostly at 0, you guys, because I never really leave a balance on them. I pay my credit cards off. The credit card section is mainly for if you're paying minimums each month and you want to put how much you paid on interest, just so you can see how much you're paying on interest and have that reality checking situation going on. All right, the next month we're in is September. And I had coffee here for one time for $7 for coffee. Your girl did better on her coffee go, okay? I gotta give myself some credit. $7 on coffee. Okay. Let's go ahead and see. We're in the month of September. So eating out, we did 124. Self-care, we did 185 for hair. Subscriptions, we did 47. Groceries, we spent 151. Credit cards 0. And then gas, we spent $80. And because all of my spending is in my budget, I'm not including my spending, you guys, unless it's impulsive. Because if the spending was in the budget, I'm not worried about it. That's not something I need to worry about. So October, let's see. October, we had coffee / eating out. That was eating out and coffee. $6 for coffee. So I'm gonna say we did about $20 for coffee this month. So October we were acting up a little bit. So October we spent about $20 for coffee. For eating out we spent about $134. Self-care we spent $164. Subscriptions we spent $47 still. Groceries we spent $96. Credit card 0. And gas was $79. Not too bad. All right. And that was the end of this planner, you guys. So that was this planner. We finished this one. Cool beans. Now we're going to go over to our Euro planner because that's the one I switched to in November. And we're going to see what we spent for November. All right. I'm expecting things to be a little crazier because this is my birthday month. Let's see. Goes my expense tracker for this week. Let's see our expense tracker broken down. So let's see. For groceries in November, we spent about $123. For credit cards, we spent 0. For gas, we spent $50 this month. Coffee, I didn't have anything on there. Subscriptions, we spent $47. Self-care, we spent $80. 80 plus 185. We spent $265. Eating out, we did $75. And then we also had an impulsive for $83 this month. Perfect. Now we're gonna go to December, which is the month we just finished, and see what we did for December. Our December expense tracker. And let's go ahead and see what we totaled to for the month. Eating out, we did $99 this month. Self-care, we did 0 this month actually. Subscriptions, we did 47. We kept those subscriptions up this whole year. Coffee, I didn't see any coffee on this one. Did I have coffee on this expense tracker? I don't think so, did I? No coffee on here. 0. Groceries, we spent 42. 0 on credit cards, and gas, we spent 65. All right, you guys, and that is how much we spent for the year. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm excited to see my business one though, because I know those are going to be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and add everything up and total it up. I'm excited. All right, you guys, so we're gonna go ahead and add everything up from each category and put it in its section. Honestly, I do want to say the coffee, some of my coffee transactions might be hidden in my eating out. I never put where I eat out at, I just put how much the amount is. So I do want to be transparent that that might be off in this budget, so don't try to get me, you guys, if I'm wrong about that. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible, but I really think that number can be off for that reasoning. So we're going to go ahead and start with the self-care section. I'm going to try to hurry up because I have a client here in the next 30 minutes, so I want to get this done and my camera's about to die. So we're going to go ahead and section this off. So for eating, or we're going to start with self-care. So self-care, we spent $100 in the month of January, $105. For the month of February, we spent $75. For the month of March, we spent $85 or $78. Then for self-care in April, we spent $80. Self-care in May, we spent $85. Self-care in June, we spent $80. Self-care in July, we spent $129. Self-care in August, we spent $80. Self-care in September, we spent $185. Self-care in October, we spent $164. Self-care in November, we spent $265. Self-care in December, we spent $0. So in our self-care category, we spent for the whole entire year about $13.26. $13.26 for self-care. Now we're gonna go ahead and look at gas. So how much do we spend for gas for the month? Or I mean for the year? Gas, 52. 53. 59, 56, 62, 94, 60, 113, plus 80, plus 79, plus 50, and plus 65. So we spend about $823 for the year. Is crazy, but I literally do not go anywhere but like the gym and the post office. So we did good at gas. That's actually pretty good. I know some of you guys spend that a week or a month, so I'm grateful for that. Now let's go ahead and focus on groceries. So for groceries, we spent for the month of January $130. For the month of February, we spent $70. For the month of March, we spent $58. For the month of April, we spent $85. For the month of May, we spent $141. For the month of June, $132. For the month of July, $186. For the month of August, $119. And then for groceries, $151, $96, $123, and then $42. So about $13.33. Oh shitness. Excuse my language. Sorry YT. 32, 33, 33. My desk has like this really weird texture, you guys, so I should be writing something under it or having a heavy piece of paper. It'll make it easier to write. $13.33 in the grocery category. Now my favorite category, the eating out. Oh my gosh, don't make me do the eating out category. Okay, let's go to eating out. I'm gonna go ahead and use pink for this one. So eating out, we did 20 for the month of January, 150, 92. This is so fun. It's 98. 2 plus 89 plus 106 plus 94 plus 124 plus 134 plus 75 plus 99. So we spent about $12.03 in our eating out section. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, so credit cards and interest. Just for credit cards, I think I only spent $150 for one whole entire month. So I'm gonna go ahead and do credit cards. $150. I think I just left a balance on there one time. So credit cards, we did $150. Yeah, just $150. That was the only time I left a balance on there the whole year. So credit cards, $150 the whole month. 0% in interest. The Afterpay / Affirm and Klarna is 0. And then subscriptions. And once again, this is just my personal subscriptions, not my business subscriptions. So I do pay for more subscriptions out of this, but my personal, these are my personal ones. So we got 37 plus 37 plus 47 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 plus 47. So we spent about $544 on personal subscriptions. Like I said, y'all, don't bite me about this coffee one, because I'm honestly gonna tell the truth. I feel like some of that coffee might have got mixed with my eating out, because I do have coffee quite often. I'm not gonna say quite often, but I do have coffee, I feel like, more than once a month, and that's what I was quoting, once a month. Usually basically about 2 to 3 times a month, maybe, depending on what month it is. But I've been trying to make my coffee at home, so I'm thinking that I actually am sticking to it. I really don't go for coffee like that every single week. So this sounds about right, but I'm going to say I think I'm missing some, or it's added into my eating out budget. But I'm gonna quote what I have on my expense tracker, because I told myself when I was expense tracking to put coffee different than anything else. But I think I'm pretty accurate, so I'm gonna trust my judgment. So for coffee, it says we spent about $54 for the year, and that honestly can be true. I think that's true, or very close. I reduced going out to get coffee a lot. My camera's about to die, you guys, so I'm going to try to hurry up. So for my impulsive section, for impulsive spending that wasn't in the budget, usually if I go over my budget, I move things around so I don't have a lot of impulsiveness. For 1 week we spent, or 1 month we spent 200. The other month we spent 80. The last month we spent 83. So impulsive, we spent about 363 for the year. Believe it or not, your girl puts her stuff in her budget so she doesn't have impulsiveness. And just like that, you guys, this is an overview of my year with these categories. I mainly prioritize my variables. Of course, you can do the full total. I'm not going to do the full total. You can just literally add it up if you want to see how much I spent. But pretty good so far, you guys. Like, I'm not mad about this. To do a reality check and see this, I'm pretty happy with what I spent. I'm pretty happy with the way my expenses looked. This looks normal to me as a 23-year-old who pays all her bills on her own. I would say that this is pretty responsible in my thing. Eating out for $1,200 for the month, if we divide that by $1,200 divided by 12 months, 1,200 divided by 12, that's like roughly like $100 a month. So go and see what you average, and then if you don't like these numbers, go through and make a change. I think I'm gonna have my clients do this sheet before they even book consultations with me, before they start their budget journey, just to do like 3 months out. I think this is a really good way to see how you should portion your variables and see if there's anything you want to cut. So that's how my year went for 2024. This is the planner that I wind up using for 2024. I'm done with this planner. I am using my Euro planner moving forward for December, or, you know, from past December. But I'm excited, you guys. So the next video will be me setting up my January budget. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments how you did, and did you do this as well? Thank you guys again for watching, and let me know if there's anything I missed or anything we should add to this process to make it easier. Bye, you guys. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, book your consultations, and grab your planners. Bye.